David Schwartz, how do you deal with a company that is excited about you but may not have budgeted enough to afford you? Do you have more resources on challenging salary situations? I do. Those are in the boot camp. And I would also, if you are not, I don't believe you are in the boot camp. If you check out, I think I did a video way back when that talked about being overqualified. Now, I know they didn't say, David, you're overqualified, but you have the same problem as somebody who is overqualified where they don't want to give you, the requisite salary. Check that video out. Search my YouTube channel for overqualified. That's all you need to do. And an old video is going to come up that's a little bit blurry through, I don't know if it was a clip from one of my live casts way back in my other home. But I talk about when you get in a situation like this, you have different options. You could accept the budget that's lower if you really love the company, right? That's one option. The other option is you can press back, which is I would definitely press back about why I'm worth it, right? You want to convince them. You need to demonstrate that. And you got to hope that they're able to go and create that budget. If they can't, the other tactic that you need to employ that I talk about in the video is about the counter to them is not about money. It's about changing the scope of the role. So if you've only budgeted $80,000 for this role and I'm a $100,000 person a year, then could we consider augmenting the scope of responsibilities to warrant the compensation level that's commensurate with the value I will bring you? That is commensurate with the value I will bring you. It's not the budget that I want, or you want the budgeted low. It's what I think I deserve. It is not about what you think you deserve. It is about the value you're going to provide, and you want to be paid fairly in relation to the value you are going to contribute. Folks, you need to loop that 8 o'clock, 30 minutes into this session. Go back. For any of you that are in negotiations about compensation, you need to write that language down, okay? I want to be paid commensurate to the value I will provide. That is objective, right? It has nothing to do with how you feel about yourself. If you've convinced them in the interviewing process that you will contribute that value, that is how you sell yourself. You do not get what you want in this world with employers because you asked for it. You get what you want in this world because you convince them that you are worth it. I would loop that a few times because that's the fact. And the biggest mistake I see people making is they talk about what they want instead of the value they're going to bring. Okay? So you got to get that straight, and I would practice that line. Those lines, flower it up any way you want, but take that out there and go get them. All right? And good luck with that. All right. Mabel. Let's see if I could get back up to Mabel. Oh, here we go. Mabel. Hey, with the nice picture. How you doing, Mabel? How do you deal with the salary question if they ask again? Because I already told them that I see a job as a whole, not just salary, and did not give a number. Love it. Okay. So a couple things. Number one, I have 2 videos out there that is specific to how to handle the salary question. One of them has like 1.5 million views. I mean, it's a lot. It's very popular. It was an original one I created in 2018. I recently created another one a couple of weeks back, and it's kind of a 2020 update of the best answer to, what's your expected salary, or what you should do to the salary expectation question. If they ask you the salary, and Mabel, I'm assuming that you're talking about in the beginning of the process or early in the process, and they're asking you how much do you want to earn, or what do you expect, or what's it going to take to leave, or some other ridiculous question like that. What I would do is I would go with the answer that I've already packaged up for you, just like Mabel is citing here. Money's important for sure, but I look at this holistically, right? There's a lot of things that go into it, what I get to do, who I get to do it with. You've obviously got benefits and all these other things, career development, and whatever's important to you. Then the recruiter says, no, I need a number because I'm lazy and I don't, I want to make sure that you know, I'm not talking to you if we can't meet your number, when the recruiter has no clue what they're actually going to pay you if they love you. But believe me, I'm on your side, guys. I know that these recruiters, they get all orange and yellow and red, and they get all flamey and all that stuff. No, you got to give me a number. The next best route is not to give them a number, but to ask a question. If they're going to be this insistent, just say, okay, well, you know what? I hadn't really thought about it. So I'm assuming that you have a budget in mind. Do you have a range that is acceptable internally for this position? If you share that with me, I will let you know if I'm comfortable with it. Most of them will give you that range. Okay, they will. And if they don't, that's ridiculous, because if they know what the range is, they may as well just tell you. If they need an answer, that's the quickest and easiest and painless way to get it. And then you can, what I would recommend at that point, this is me, I would just say yes. That would be fine. Based on what I know at this moment, sounds reasonable. Okay, now when you get in there, that can all change, right? Because you're going to go through and discover a lot of things, and all those assumptions that you had that were not your friend now become clear. You're much more clear-headed about this. You have clarity, you have insight, you understand the benefits package, you understand the job better, you understand the people you're going to be working with, all those other things that you now have stalled to get. And that's how I would go about that. And with things, Symbian. I thought things had gone well during the interview, but the salary discussion stalled. I followed the suggestions on the videos, but they seem to want me to give a number, not the total package. Thoughts? I would ask them to give you an idea of what they're thinking. And I would really try to press them and I would say, just what do you think is a fair offer, and get them to start, meaning give you something to react to. That's the advice that I would give you or anybody. If they are absolutely insistent that you need to give them a number, and I'm clarifying this because I know some of you guys are going to probably misunderstand what I'm saying. I never like giving a number, ever. Not in the beginning, not in the middle, not at the end. I know you have to do that on the application many times, but that is almost irrelevant. When you get down to the end, if they're forcing you to give them a number, number one, I think that's a little bit extreme. I also think it's kind of silly, and I also think it sends a poor message about the type of company this is going to be. But let's just say, sake of argument, that they're making you give them a number. Then what I would say is, well, I can give you an idea what I think my salary is going to be. Can you give me an idea what, the bonus potential is, what the healthcare costs are, and some of those other things, because that would influence the number I give you. Just ask for that, okay? You'll say, I'll give you a number. You give me that stuff, okay? If they say, well, before we show you all that, like now I'm getting weirded out. If they're not able to share these things, like you get a 10% bonus, it's paid annually. Our benefit packages, we can show you what that looks like, right? Because they're about to give you an offer, so you're going to need to see those anyway. I would ask for that because I would do everything I possibly could to get more information so that the first number or range out of your mouth makes sense, okay? So that's what I would do. And if they said, well, we don't want to give you any of that, then I would give them a fairly wide range. I would be open to something between $80,000 and $100,000, and it really depends on what all that other stuff is. And that's what I would do. That's how I would play that. And that would frustrate the heck out of me if they did that to me. Just that's how I feel about that. All right, AB. How do you determine how much more to negotiate for after given an offer? That's entirely up to you. What do you want? And it's not as simple as, okay, you gave me $100,000, I want 110. Because there might be a bonus. There might be restricted stock units. You might be able to negotiate for more vacation. You might be able to negotiate working from home 2 days a week. Everything is negotiable, okay? And it's not just negotiable in a starting job offer. I did a coaching session last night, hours ago, practically, where she's a boot camper. She's been in her job for a year, 14 months. We helped her negotiate the first offer. She is now up for a promotion. I'm helping her negotiate her promotional offer. So what is it going to be? How would I handle it? What would I say? What would I ask for? But this is based on how much more you want. Now, I had a clip that went out on LinkedIn. It might have been yesterday, where I talked about you do not get what you want in this world because you ask for it. You get what you want in this world with employers because you convince them that you are worth it. How much you ask for is a function of how much more you do want, but how convincing you were throughout the process that you showed them that this is the value that I am going to bring, and I want to be paid commensurate with the value I'm going to contribute. And based on what you were asking me to do, the targets we've set, the things I'm handling, the things I'm doing, the business I'm going to bring in, the business I'm running, whatever it might be, this is what I want based on that. So I can't tell you how to determine how much that is. And I would not, again, going back to my previous point that I made with Ivana, I would not be spending a lot of time trying to determine, is this company underpaying, overpaying, or whatever. No, run your own race. Think about that situation. There are no people, there are no two offers that can actually be compared, because there are so many, even though you try, there are so many variables with this company and this company. How much do you value the people that you're going to work with? How much do you value the training that they are going to give you? Right? How much do you value the flexibility in your schedule? How much do you love the responsibilities you're going to get? What about the healthcare? What about the benefits? What about all these, the employee stock purchase program? There's a million different things that go into what makes that entire value package. Money is only one part. Think of it as 100% pie filled with wedges. The wedges can slide, right? This wedge can shrink if I get a bigger piece of this portion of the pie, right? So, all right, so Adam asks, how do you suggest handling salary negotiations via email or verbally? Now, I'm glad you put the word negotiation in there. Any negotiation for a salary or any kind of job offer, I would never, under any circumstance, no exceptions, zero exceptions, literally none, ever do this via email. Why? Number one, it's too easy to misconstrue what you're asking for. Number two, you can't iterate the negotiation real time with the person and determine, are they willing to budge? Are there other alternatives? Are there more creative options to satiate what it is that I need, the spirit of what I need? You're never going to be able to do that going through email. Now, what would I use email for? If I'm in the salary negotiation process, use it for things like, can we set it? Okay, I got your digital offer, or I got it in the mail, or I got it online, or I got it from the system, right? That's basically how they get it to you. They either give you a link into a system because they want you to sign something in their system, or they'll email it to you, or they literally will mail it. That's becoming less common, but some companies still do that for the pomp and circumstance of it all. So could we set up I got it. Could we set up a time to talk? Logistics. All right, that's okay. Now, if they come back and they say, well, do you have any insight as to, I do have ideas, but I really prefer to share them live. Okay? Do not give them anything via email. The other thing that you can do is, if you then talk, you go back and forth, according to all my salary negotiation tactics, you go back and forth, and then they email you back and they say, hey, Adam, we're good to go. We're going to give you everything you asked for. Great. Give me the thing. I'll sign it. That's it, right? They gave you everything. Adam, we gave you 90% of what you asked for. Are you good with that? If you're good, you tell them. If you need more time, you say, you call them, right? You don't say anything unless it's yes, affirmative. Send me the form. Send me the link to the system, whatever it is. Okay? So you do not want to go back and forth. I really want to drive this home. You will bundle. I mean, you will bumble, fumble. I mean, people, it's very difficult. Use it for logistics handling. That's it. At that very sensitive time. It's very important, and you should not be going back and forth a lot. One iteration, 1.5, unless it's very, very complicated and filled with many different components that are assets, that offer, you should not need many iterations, because then everybody gets sour. So I hope that helps. That's a great question. That's a great question. Jim's about to get an offer. Let's give Jim a big congrats. Good for you, buddy. About worried I'm going to leave money on the table in negotiations. Should I counter only once or twice? Jim, if anybody ever countered on me twice, I would rescind the offer. Okay? You want to shoot for an iteration. So I'm an employer. I'm going to present an offer to you. If you want to go off and you want to think about it, and get back to me, great, give me the data. I'm going to look at it, and then I'm going to say yes or no, okay? Or you might say, Andy, I want 10,000 more. I might say, Jim, I'm going to give you 5. If you say, Andy, no, can you go 7,500? That's going to irritate me, okay? Because if I'm giving you my counter on something as tight as that, I don't want to mess around. If, however, it's a very complicated structure, like, Jim, here's your salary. Jim, here's your sign-on bonus. Jim, this is the monthly commissions. This is the quarterly MBO bonus. Here's the year-end corporate annual bonus. Here's your restricted stock units. Here's your spiffs. Okay, you got all this stuff you're trying to monkey about with. If it's complicated like that, then it's okay to iterate again, okay? But I feel it's more of an so if you come back to me and you say, I want 10 more on the base, I want 20 more on the sign-on bonus, I want the commissions to go from 2% to 3%, and so on and so forth. Now I've got to look at all this. Now there's a number of things that we can do to move this up and move that down and all that good stuff. You do not want to go around more than 1.5 times. So just kind of keep that in mind. But I would not be going in thinking I got to counter twice. I need to go in thinking I got to crush this, which I hope you did. You said you're about to get an offer. Hopefully they're going to make a good offer. Hopefully it's going to be super close. And hopefully you're going to make one pass. That's what you shoot for. That's the goal. Because that keeps everybody's emotions intact too. Meaning you don't join being sour. They don't join feeling like they overpaid you and being miffed and then put a bullseye on the back of your head that you better hurry up and produce. That's how I look at that. But if you have a simple pay structure, like salary or salary and bonus, one shot.